Welcome back to Tier 1 FRL for round 6 of the Netherlands GP. And last week's race winner was Chapelele. And will he repeat the same thing as he did in the other race? Majority of the drivers are here. I don't know who are waiting for one more driver, but hope you're all doing well. This new track, it doesn't really provide much racing or overtaking, but sometimes can be a good race depending on the situation. And we're just waiting for the one minute past 8. Hopefully we should be going now, and we'll be off to go for the race. I think I'm live streaming. Yeah, let's go check it. We should be going soon. I don't think there should be any further delay, but I don't know why we're not readying up yet. Hopefully we'll be getting going soon. We should be going at 7:05, it says. We should be waiting for one more driver to join, and we'll be off. Yeah, that was a mistake. I wasn't thinking properly, Mats. I didn't mean to. So 2 minutes time we should go in. I don't know if I restart the stream or not, but that'd be a waste of time. So I think I'll just stay on the stream. I didn't mean to start it too early. I thought we were starting at 7 past, but we started at 7:05. So we should be going at about 1 minute time, and we'll be going for the FRL GP. Hello everybody in the chat. How is everybody doing? Hope you had a good day today. Depending where you are in the world, what restrictions you are. The UK, you can't do much because of a full lockdown, so I haven't been doing anything today. So 1 minute to go before we go into the session, and we'll be heading off for the short qualifying. Yeah, me too, Trench. Lockdown life for me. Full lockdown until March, maybe later. How are you doing, by the way, Trench? Hope you're alright. It is 5 past. I will be going shortly for this FRL Round 6 Netherlands GP. Right, so away we go then. Last week's race winner was Chapelele. I am very good, thank you, Trench. Nice, thank you for asking. What's your opinions about this track? Because personally, I don't really like it myself. It's not good for racing, but to drive it, I think it's fun to drive, but at the same time, it can be quite difficult. Yeah, good qualifying, bad race. I can completely agree with that one. Not much to say at the moment, but when we get to the qualifying session, we've got plenty to talk about. Zach's left, unfortunately. Don't know why he left. I don't know if he. Oh, he's there. He's there. I thought someone told me last week that Zach left, but he hasn't. He's still there. So, apologies for saying that. So waiting for first few drivers to come out of the garage, and we'll see what lap times they can produce. As you can hear the engines firing up. Looks like Chapelele's crew's ready to go. And we've got McLaren coming out on the track. Right, so go on board with that McLaren then. As I get all the information up. Someone told me a trick, and I don't know how to use it. Let me just... game volume's a bit too loud, apologies for that. So, VER Quicksilver is the first man out on track at his home Grand Prix. Let's see how he could do in that McLaren. I know he's got some decent pace. If I could recall correctly how to do it, I should be able to do it. Let me just see if it actually works or not. So I go on the options button, go on the telemetry settings, UPD telemetry, where's that? Off. From off to on, UP broadcast from off to on, so broadcast on as well. And your telemetry settings from public to private. Private. So what does this do then? So I can see VR Quicksilver had a slight lock up into turn 1, exited turn 1, not too bad from him. Now we're coming into turn 2, bit of curve with the entry, avoid the curve with the turn 2, and coming into turn 3. Decent exit from him, the rear end is nice and you can see in sector 3 a few cars lining up to start their laps. Hopefully it's not too messy by the time Quicksilver gets there. And there's the first sector to 29.8, so we'll keep an eye on what other drivers could do. And we'll use Yoga's time to see what others could do as well, compared to that. This corner here, don't get on the curb, but he slightly touched it. Because you can spin the car around by the rear stability. You can lose the rear of the car easily, so he has a slight lock up into that corner, take a lot of curve through there. Now we're coming into the penultimate corner. Breaking the 50-meter mark, bringing down his 4th gear for the extra rotation, short shifted up through the gears, take the tightest line through there to minimise the distance. With the DRS is now open, and Quicksilver will come across the line set at 8.5, so that's the benchmark everybody has to beat. I'm on board with Kazizel as he heads off into the middle sector, the end of the middle sector. Chapelele goes quickest with an 8.5, but only slightly, as Kazizel didn't get any best entry through there. The car just stepped out on him a bit. As Symbolics goes 3rd place, attack. AlphaTauri, as Kazuzo has invalidated that lap time, so that's to go again, and he will head off into the pits. So we've got some lap times on the board. FRL Ginger's also invalidated that lap time, as we've got Max coming across the line soon, and let's see where the Dutchman can place his Haas car, and he will go up into P9 with a 9.5. Cal slowest of all with the current times, and 4th place goes Zach. Finley goes up into 5th with a 9.0. As Jay will do a 30.0, that's 2 tenths slower from what Quicksilver did in that first sector. Quicksilver's in 2nd place, and Flynn finisher in 9th place with a 9.1 on the medium compound tyres. That's not a bad lap time from him, so expect more from him soon. But these are just bankers in this early part of qualifying, so there's more to come. As he sets a 48.0 in the middle sector. I think the best is like a 47 something. Not too bad from the exit there from Jay as he heads off into the penultimate corner. Nice and neat on the exit, taking the tight slide to the last corner. As he makes his way to the finish line, as he sets a 19.0 and he goes up into 7th place. Only 6,000 separate Jay from Finley. Not much in it between those two. Luke's in the pits, Jeroen Viz is coming in the pits, Max is going to come in the pits. Safay, I presume he's going to come into the pits. Kyle, not on a lap. Kazizzle's got his out lap because he validated the first one. Finley, Geordie's in the pits, so looks like everybody's done their first one. Is there anybody still out there? Looks like everybody's just headed off into the pits because they all came out in one massive group, didn't they? I don't know if you saw the full map, but coming towards the last few corners, they were all lined up to start their laps, so they all pretty much did their laps at the same time, basically. So Kazizzle and Ginger we need to focus on because they're on their out laps as they validated their first runs. Both of the Alfa Romeo. We're going to go on board with Kazizzle first because he's closer to the line than Ginger is. So it was the penultimate corner for Kazizzle that he validated it. Hopefully don't do this time round. 12 minutes to go in this session then. Everybody except Kazizzle and Ginger is in the pits. Jay will become into the pits because he's done his lap. He's on his in lap. Chapelle's out the pits to do his second flying run. He's currently out down his flying lap as he heads into turn 3. On board with the Alfa Romeo then as he's about to start his flying lap time. Comes across the line now. But just before the 50-meter board, avoid the curb of the entry. Get a good exit, which he did. That was a really nice, neat exit from him. Fully committed to turn 2, and now says turn 3. Very nice on the entry. Use a bit more track than I've seen some people do. This lap's looking like a good one for him. Let's see what the first sector is going to be. A 29.8. That's what Quicksilver did in his first sector. So on par with Quicksilver, I say. Here comes turn 9 now. Avoid that curve of the entry. Open up the exit. As we head down into the heavy braking zone, it's turn 10. Use a lot of curve on the entry. And avoid this one. Get a good exit through here. Try not to lose the rear of the car by putting too much throttle in. As we head through the penultimate corner. Gets closer to the white line to minimise, a bit too close for his liking. As he's about to go across the line to set a 108.6 and he's third fastest behind Quicksilver and ahead of Ratika, who's on our lap. Ginger's out there somewhere, and let's see what he can do. He makes his way across the line as he goes up into P1. It's an 8.4, 1/10 quicker than Chapelele. It's a good lap time from the Dutchman. So look, both Alfa Romeos are looking good at the moment. There's Geordie then, the only man hasn't set a lap time yet, 30.0, and his lap's completely messed up, I dare say. Wasn't a clean first sector, as Kyle has a massive lock up into turn 3, goes a bit wider than he would have wanted to. Jeroen Viz is back out there. Luke has invalidated it, he was 2 tenths up, and he is down in P14, he will have to go back into the pit, so that's unlucky for him. Flynn finisher then, 2 tenths up on his time, coming out of turn 9 with the DRS open. There's a few cars ahead of him, hopefully they won't affect his lap time, or won't affect him. That's a bit too much curb and he's invalidated that lap time, so we'll have to go again. Here's Symbolics with the middle sector. What's it going to be? 1/10 down in that middle sector. Quick entry through there, probably compromised his next exit, and he definitely did because he's losing the car. We're a bit hot-headed to that corner. Finley, 1.4, he's on a lap. Sahilu's locked up. And Zach's going to go coming across the line. He's set at 8.7, and he stays in P6. And Ratica in second place with an 8.4. Few hundreds slower than Ginger, so he's on the front row and shares an 8.4 with him. So these lap times are very, very close. Chapelet is back in the pits, so I don't know if he invalidated that his second run because I didn't see him. So he didn't go quicker either, so I presume he did invalidate it or made a mistake. On board with Quicksilver then, as he makes his way through turn 1. Who's that? That's a Williams behind him. As Yoga has a quick lock up into turn 1. That's Jeroen Visser. And Jeroen Visser is on a lap as well, so he's using that slipstream down that main straight. Let's see how effective that was, but you don't want to be in the slipstream of these corners because of that dirty air will give you understeer. Be difficult traction. He's not too close as well, so it's all good from him. Takes it through 7th gear, does Quicksilver. I've seen some people take it through 6th gear. Purple first sector. I didn't see what the first sector was because I was looking at a comment. Looks like he's dropped. It looks like he's backed off. Yeah, it looks like Jeroen Visser's backed off for some reason. If he invalidated that lap or not, I don't know. As he makes his way through the final corner now, taking the tightest line as close as he can. And let's see where Quicksilver can place his McLaren. He's on the front row with Ginger. It's a 8.4 and he's a few hundred slower than Ginger, so good lap from the Dutchman. Here is Chapelele then, as I was talking about. And Ginger's on another outlap. Let me go on with the fitted tyres. Yeah, he's on the soft compound tyres, his flame finisher. I didn't expect him to be on the medium compound tyres, it was just an early banker. We've got a racing point ahead of us, and that's the racing point of Safei. Sahilu's in the pits. Got a couple of cars on their outlaps as well, a few cars, and he improves almost by a tenth to Chapelele. How much will he get affected in this dirty air by Safei? He gets out of the way right now as he makes his way to the penultimate corner. Let's see where the German driver can place his Williams. And he's going to come across the line to set an 8.5. You see, he's improved, but only just improved. And he puts him up into P4. There is the Alfa Romeo Cazizzo on a lap. His teammate is on pole position and on an outlap too. We'll keep an eye on him. We can see a few cars at the end of that last middle sector, so they're quite lined up. There's a bit of mistake and he's backed out of it. We'll go on board with Finley then in the Mercedes. Luke's out there as well. So 6th up into 7th then from Finley, and it's going to be a 29.8 into first set. So that's not a bad first set from Finley. Chapelele gets out of the way. Then Finley got a bit affected by that one. But he would definitely like to get out of the way sooner rather than later. A 47.7, and he's 0.3 quicker on his personal on this lap time so far. So this is a good signs for Finley. Makes his way towards the penultimate corner. Let's see where he can place his Mercedes as he makes his way towards the line, and it's going to be an 8.7, and he goes up into 7th place. There's about 3 drivers on the 8.7. There's FRL Luke, but I presume he's going to go into the pits. There is Jurien then on a lap. Where can the Dutchman place his car? There's quite a few Dutchmans in this league. And he will go up into P10 and 9.0, so he's just in the top 10. Symbolics out there, improving by 400ths of a second. Short shifted quite a lot. Yeah, he is short shifted quite a lot, isn't he? Not really the best line I've seen from that corner so far. As the middle set could be a 48.1, is improves by 200ths. And Zach goes quickest with an 8.4. There's 4 drivers on an 8.4. In fact, there's 5 drivers on an 8.4. This is very close between the top 5. Absolutely phenomenal stuff from those guys there. As we see the Dutchman cross the line, Symbolics will go up into 9.0, and that is 13th place for him. Kyle is out there on a lap. No, he's not. Who is on a lap? Is Kisses on a lap? No, he's not. So, our current pole sitter is Zach, and he's set an 8.4. This is very, very close and interesting. Can't wait to see how it plans out in the last few minutes of this qualifying session. Give it a couple of minutes, we'll see majority of the drivers out of the track, and we're in for an astonishing qualifying. Let's go and look at the gaps. So there we go then. Look at that. 1st to 19th is 1 second, and unbelievable. 1st to 10th is 4 tenths. That's how close this grid is. And Cola Killer has arrived to make up the 20th spot. Let's go on board with one of the drivers on their out laps. Let's go on board with Sahilu, because I've not talked about him much. There he is then on his out lap. He's coming towards the final corner to start his possible flying lap. He's currently in 12th place at the moment. Can he improve that? Can he get himself into the top 10 as he makes his way down into the first corner? As Geordie's retired, so he's not going to go for another lap. You got to be careful not to get outside the top 10. If he does get outside the top 10, he can start whatever ties he wants to. Lock up into turn 3 from James. Let's see what the first sector is like. His first sector is going to be a 29.8, and that's what Quicksilver did in the his first lap. Let's hope it's nice and tidy. Looks like it's good. Looks like it's a good lap so far from the Racing Point driver, my former teammate. Makes his way towards the middle sector. It's going to be a 47.7. Locks up into turn 11 there. Not too bad though. Let's see how the exit is. The exit's a bit now we're heading through the final corner, and let's see where the Racing Point driver can place his car. As he makes his way towards the finish line, it's going to be an 8.7, and he goes up into 9th place. So he gets inside the top 10. So Geordie is pushed out of the top 10, and he will be starting on what tyres he wants to. FRL Luke, we've not spoke about him much, have we? So we'll go on board with him. As we head down into turn 1, he has a slight lock up in there, short shift up through the gears. Very fast approach into turn 3 there. Teammate gets nicely out of the way for him, and who's this guy? He gets out of the way too, but on the grass, you don't want to do that. Mats is not on a lap. I think he's on his in lap, I think, because it doesn't say out lap, so he can mess up those tyres if he wants to. 1 tenth up in the first sector from Luke. A 29.8. I've seen a few people do a 29.8, and there's a load of cars ahead of him. Locks up into turn 9. Those two get out of the way very nicely, but look at the rear end. Let's see how his middle sector's like then. It's a 47.9. He's lost a few. He's lost a few hundreds in that middle sector. Ginger needs to get out of the way. Ginger, come on. I bet Luke's not gonna be happy with that lap. Well, can he get himself inside the top 10 then, as he makes his way towards the line? And it's going to be an 9.0, and he stays in 15th place. That's sad for him. And he's crashed. The Racing Point has crashed. Where's that? That's turn 8, isn't it? Turn 7, 8. Go on board with FRL Ginger then. Can he take pole position? There's FRL Luke ahead of him. Will he get him a better taste of his own medicine, I wonder? No, he doesn't. He gets nicely out of the way. I believe another driver's crashed as well, because it says an AlphaTauri has got off the track. That's where Ginger's headed up to now. Where's that AlphaTauri? There it is. That's the first AlphaTauri, but I believe somebody else has got off the track. Or was that him? Who's that? That's the AlphaTauri of... I don't know who that was. Chapelele goes quickest with an 8.2. And Quicksilver has retired from the session, so he'll be on the second row unless someone replaces him. Ginger, what can he do? Can he get himself on the second row? First row, I mean. Can he get himself... No, he can't. It's over for Ginger. It's over. And he will not be happy with that one as he makes his way across the line. What could it have been? It would have been good enough anyways, but... Finisher will be starting at P2. He takes P2. Will be joined in the front row with Chapelele. And Jay will cross the line to stay in 11th place. There's Jurien based on a lap. And that is it then, I think, for qualifying. Jeroen Visser will be started down in P18. He's lost a part of his front wing as well, so I wonder if he made contact with the wall. But that is qualifying over, and that is your pole position. Chapelele, for the second week in a row, is on pole position ahead of Flynn finisher. TK100 Zach is in third place ahead of Ginger. Quicksilver in 5th place. Ratic in 6th place ahead of Kazizel. Finley in 8th place. I'll read you the rest of the grid once we get the standings. Alright, so Chapelele on pole ahead of finisher. Zach in 3rd place ahead of Ginger. Quicksilver in 6th. 5th ahead of Ratico's in 6th. Kazizel in 7th place. Finley in 8th. Sahilu 9th. Symbolic's 10th. Jay in 11th. Jurien 12th. Geordie 13th. Timmets in 14th. FRL Luke in 15th. Vapor Trent 16th. Kyle Scott 17th. Jeroen Visser 18th. And Safay in 19th place. And not loser, not no loser. Cooler Killer will be starting in last place. Cloudy conditions then for the race. Let's see how it all plans out. Who's going to win the Dutch GP? Will it be Chapelele again? We saw a good race in France last time out, believe it or not. We're underway for round 6, but Chapelele's got a miserable start and the Red Bull hits the back of him. Chapelele did get off the line well. He's been overwhelmed by the McLaren and the Alfa Romeo. Chapelele did not get off the line and he's lagging all over the place as Vertica takes place as well. That Red Bull was Zach, I believe, who had contact with him. And let's see what's going on at the midfield. Chapelele's left the session and he's stopped on the track as well. So the virtual safety car has been deployed. There's a bit of contact as well in the midfield. And yeah, that's all I can say really. But Vertica takes the lead of the race. There's Finisher who takes the lead ahead of Ginger. Vertica's in 3rd place. Ratica is in 3rd place, not 9th it says. What's going to happen, I believe, because the Red Bull, that was Zach, wasn't it? Let's go on board with him. Has he lost part of his front wing? That is so unfortunate for Zach because he expected Chapelele to go, but he didn't go, and that is probably due to lag. It wasn't Chapelele's fault. I believe he had different things telling him on different screen compared to what other people saw. I think the virtual safety car's ended because they speeded up. And we've already got a drive-through penalty from the Racing Point, who's speeding under the safety car, the virtual safety car, and he's retired from the session, so don't need to serve that drive-through penalty because he's out. Anyways, Quicksilver on the back of Vertica for 3rd place. And we've got a bit of lag going on as well down in the midfield. You can see Jeroen Visser on the back of Mats as well. Symbolics is in the pits, Zach's in the pits, Chapelele's in the pits. Chapelele left the session, but I don't know if he joined back or not. So then, it is Finisher versus Ginger for the battle of the race then. And there's his teammate down in 4th place, Quicksilver. And there's Ginger's teammate down in 5th place as well. So got an interesting battle. And Yago almost hits the back, where he did tap the back off Vertica. Needs to be careful, does Quicksilver. Down the inside goes the Alfa Romeo as they both go side by side now. Beautiful helicopter cam, but I can't get it back up now. I can. Will Quicksilver try and go down the inside? No, he won't, and he'll be frustrated with that one because he knows he could have done something about it instead of trying to go for it. So Quicksilver's been demoted down into 5th place as Kiz's opportunistic move into turn 9, but it worked out for him. It's going down in the midfield then. So what's going on with Ginger because DRS has enabled this lap. He's 1.1 seconds away. It did tell me he was 3/10 behind, but that was a glitch from the lobby. Wouldn't expect much battle going on in this track because it's not really a track to battle on, but is any close action so far? So there is Zach down in 16th place. It's going to be a 2-stop for him, soft medium. I presume we're going to put on a new set of mediums or soft depending on how long he can take those mediums for. Symbolics down in 17th place, Chapelele down in 18th. He's not came back to the session as Luke has got past Geordie. Those two were fighting in the French GP for the battle of the lead. Because they were the medium runners that stayed out when the safety car came out, so the soft runners came out, stayed pitted, while those two stayed out. And Luke's got ahead of Geordie. Go back on board with the battle then, as the DRS is enabled. What will Quicksilver try to do? Needs to recover from lost ground as Quicksilver. Finley's down there in 6th place, and the yellow flags is set to 2. That's a Renault, and I presume that's Symbolics. Yes, it is Symbolics who spawned and hit the wall. And there is then Quicksilver on the back of Kazizzle. I think he has to bide his time. He can't afford to make a move in this early part of the race. There's going to be a DRS train from here on in. That's going to be from everybody. I don't think no moves are going to be starting to happen in this early part of the race, so we're just going to have to watch and wait. Ginger has put the gap down to 4/10. It was 1.2, now it's 4/10. So Ginger, I think he just backed out for clear space, and now he's back on the back of Finisher. 1.3 seconds from the AlphaTauri, so they've dropped him and kept it out his DRS range. So they've got a separate train going on, as Vapor Trench has got past Kyle for 40th place. I didn't expect a move to happen there, but he's done it anyways. Whether Kyle made a mistake or not, or the softer tyres give an advantage for him to go up into 14th. Quicksilver then all over the back of the Alfa Romeo. I wonder how long it will take him to get past him. And Ginger looks like the guy's dropping down. And there goes Quicksilver on Kazizzle. They both go down into turn 1. Try and go around the outside. Can't, he'll squeeze him, I presume. Gave him a bit of space, which is good respect to sportsmanship. And Quicksilver has got past the Alfa Romeo. His next target is the AlphaTauri. Luckily for Quicksilver, the AlphaTauri is not in the DRS range of Ginger or the finisher. So he needs to try and get past him now while he has the chance. Otherwise, if he gets in that 1 second range, he'll possibly be stuck in there. I'm surprised Quicksilver got past, because I thought he'd be stuck in that DRS train. Whether Kazizzle was a bit lenient on his ERS compared to Quicksilver. On board with Ginger then. Looks like he's got the pace to try to overtake him, but he can't quite do it yet. Ginger's opportunity to try and win this race if he can, but Finisher doing a very good job to hold his ground ahead of Ginger. I do feel so bad for Zach down in 16th place. Had a good qualifying and it all went to ruins before the first corner. Quicksilver looks like he's going to make a move, and he has. He's up into 3rd place. He's going to be relieved with that one, and he can try and catch Ginger. Remember, Quicksilver beat Ginger in the last race. Will he do it again? He had more pace compared to Ginger in terms. I think it was tyre wear that helped him, and it was tyre wear that was downside to Ginger because he was struggling with it. So I wonder if we'll see the same battle going on in the French GP. Quicksilver's flying. He's gone purple in the first sector, 3/10 quicker. But bearing in mind he did have the DRS though. To be fair, nothing going on down in the midfield. It's just all nice and quiet. There is Geordie on the back of Jeroen Visser, both on the medium compound tyres. Chapelele down in 17th place, unfortunately for him. Let's look at the ERS difference. Not much in it between those two, the ERS difference. At least they're above halfway, which is a good sign. The Quicksilver's now in the DRS range of Ginger, so I wonder how long it will take Ginger to try and fight Finisher. Oh dear, yellow flags, and that's a Renault again. That Symbolic's not having a good time out there. He's having a very hard time on the hard compound tyres. I don't know if he needs to switch over to a different compound or not, but looks like those tyres are not working, or it's just the setup, or he just doesn't like this track. So Quicksilver's caught rapidly to Ginger. He's reduced that gap down to below a second. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I think Finisher's going to be under a lot of pressure, but I dare say Ginger's under a lot of pressure because he's in between the McLaren and the other McLaren. Ginger then on the back of Finisher. Is he close enough to make an overtake? Will he risk using his ERS? You don't want to drain it because I know its ERS is very hard to save around here. Nope, he stays behind Finisher. And there's Quicksilver then catching rapidly at the back of those two. And Vatica has dropped outside the 1 second range of Quicksilver. So I think he has to deal with Kazizzle in this early part of the race. Oh dear, yellow flags, and that's Jeroen Visser. He's crashed somewhere, the exit of turn 3. Will that cause a safety car? It's a VSC, that's the second VSC we've had. It gives those a chance to save ERS then. Chapelele, I don't think he will be rejoining back. Off they go again, and looks like Finley's got a drive-through penalty, but that's a horrible restart from Finisher. But he's going in the pits anyway, so Finisher is in the pits, and Ginger retakes the lead of this race. Where does he rejoin? And Finley's in the pits straight away. And there is Finisher. Finisher will not be happy with that because he'll come out in traffic. There he is then, he's stuck in traffic, there's Finley and there's Vapor Trench. Oh! That is FRL Luke, who's gone sent into a spin by himself, and it's going to ruin his afternoon. Good job ghosted Zod, otherwise there'll be a massive smash. And what will Quicksilver do? There's Ginger with Quicksilver. Right, they could give those two an advantage because where is he? Finisher is on the hardcore power tyres. Ginger and Quicksilver stay out. So Finisher on the hards, is that a good strategy, do you reckon? Well, it's going to be even more difficult to overtake us because Zizzle's in the pits. Ginger, Quicksilver on the back of Ginger, putting him under a massive pressure. Kizizzle rejoins down in 12th place, and I think it was softer hards is the strategy. And Finisher still not got past Finley. He needs to get past him as soon as possible because Finley, oh, I thought he was going to lose the car then. Finley's still on those old soft compound tyres. He pitted because he had a drive-through penalty. What I've also started doing is writing notes down so I remember what happens in the race. Vapor stuck behind Vapor Trench and Finley. Oh yeah, dear, there's yellow flags also, and Quicksilver and Ginger has not pitted. I think they both know that he's stuck in traffic. But once he's released, then there he is. And Finley's into the pits. There's only one more car now to get into Finisher's way. So I think it's time for Quicksilver and Ginger to pit, otherwise Finisher will be rapid on those hardcore power tyres. Oh! What's going on there? Is that a Renault? That's Symbolics. He's a lap car. He gets nice out of the way for everybody. Ginger is under massive pressure from Quicksilver. And when are they going to pit? Because they're going to go for a long run on these soft tyres. Is it possible to do soft to medium? I don't know. Depends how long you can take those softs for. There's Flying Finn on the back of Vapor. And Ginger is in the pits, but Quicksilver decides to stay out. So if Ginger rejoins ahead or behind, we'll find out if Kyoka will or not. And Vapor Trench is about to be overtaken by Flynn Finisher. Where is Ginger? There's Ginger, and he has got ahead. So Ginger takes the lead. Whoa, could it be a net lead? Right, so Ginger pitted then, and he's ahead of Finisher. 1 second is the gap between them, so Yogurt needs a quick in lap. And look at those. Look at the state of those tyres. They don't look decent, do they? And Kizizzle has overtaken Vapor Trench. It says he did that ages ago. So Yogurt needs to pit, and Sahilu pitted onto a brand new set of hards. I don't think it's wise to take it soft to medium because that would be too much of a risk. I think Yogurt needs to pit this lap, which he does. So Yogurt doesn't pit. That's interesting as Rataka is in the pits for his first stop. So Jay is in the second place, he's on the medium compound tyre, so he's going much longer compared to other drivers. Urian down in third place, Mats is in fourth. And Ginger as finisher sets the fastest lap. And now they're coming up to the back of Geordie. There goes Kazizzle and there goes Rataka. Who's that ahead? Who's that? That's just rejoined ahead of him. It's Vapor Trench, but those two are teammates. I think Trench needs to let his teammate go. There's no point fighting his teammate because he's quicker and on better tyres, which he does go. So that's a good decision from him. I wonder how quick Ginger's going quicker and quicker. I think it's time for Yogurt to pit because I don't think it's wise staying out there. You're not going to do softer media, I don't think, but track position is crucial around here. Yogurt needs to pit this lap because if he doesn't, he's going to lose more and more time. I know it stated the obvious, but he needs to pit this lap. Is he going to pit? Yes, he does. He pits this lap. Right, so where's Ginger? There's Geordie, there's Finisher. And he goes down the inside. What happened to Ginger? Where is he? And Quicksilver has cost himself because he's down in 6th place. But where's Ginger? What on earth happened? It's a full wing change. Oh dear, Ginger, what happened to him? Oh, I should have paid attention, but he made contact with somebody and he's going to rejoin down in 14th place. And Vapor Trench has got ahead of him too. That is absolute frustration from Ginger. And Quicksilver, well, he's learned his lesson not to stay out longer. And rejoins behind Geordie. Needs to get past Geordie as quick as possible because he didn't want his teammate to get ahead. And Ginger's got past Vapor Speed. Trench. There's Zach on the back of Kyle. Zach's doing a 2-stop. So Jay is your race leader ahead of VER Urian. Geordie's also got DRS, so Quicksilver can't do anything about it, but he can't afford to let his teammate go. And Kyle's being passed by Zach. I wonder what Ginger could do now because he's all the way down in 13th place and a long way back. Who's going to win this race then? Will it be Finisher or will it be Yogurt? Either way, it could be a McLaren 1-2. Kazizzle's down in 7th place, also carrying a penalty to his hands. And he's also got 4 laps older tyres and he's struggling too by the looks of it. But Urian on the back of Jay, then this is going to be a battle for the first place between those two. I think they're both Dutch as well. Yellow's just set to 2, and that's Luke again. He's spun in the same place, not having a fun time there, is he? As Jay is in the pits and Urian takes the lead of this race. It's a Haas 1-2. And Quicksilver needs to get past Geordie as quick as possible. He needs to do it right now. Not right now, but he needs to do it sometime. Massive lockups as Turn 1 as JV joins down in 9th place on the hard compound tyres, so it's mediums to hards then. I bet Geordie is frustrating Yogurt so much. This is the closest battle on track right now, and Quicksilver stuck behind Geordie. Oh, his teammate spun! His teammate has half spun! And that's a massive shame for him. He could possibly cost himself the victory of this race. That's the exit at turn 12, and he will be absolutely fuming with that one. Where is he? Geordie takes the lead of this race. Quicksilver in second place. Mats is in the pits. Is that a front wing change from Mats? I can't see. Was that a front wing change? Doesn't look like it. He's got out of the pits in a quicker time. So finisher is behind the racing point. His teammate, look at that. Yeah, we've got to be careful because it's not really a place to fight. Anything could happen between these two. Oh, come on, be careful. You got to adapt to other people's situations because he's on all the tyres, gets barged off the track as well. Come on, Quicksilver, nice and patient, mate. And he finally gets past Geordie. He could have got a lot worse because Geordie's tyres are relatively old and he could have just understeered into him. Luckily he didn't do that. Will Geordie come into the pits? And there's Kizzers right behind too. Well, my podium predictions was Ginger, Zach and Chapelele. But looks like we're going to have different podium drivers in today. And Urian's in the pits then. And he's fighting Jer. Where is Jer? Down in 8th place. Finishes behind Sahilu. Will Jer get ahead of Urian? And yes, he will. He gets ahead of Urian by a bit of a gap. Not too big, but it's a decent gap, must be said. There's Finley and Ginger. Can Ginger take those tyres to the end, I wonder? I think it'll be too much of a big stretch because Geordie's tyres are 70 laps older. Look at the state of them. And he's holding up the Alfa Romeo of Kazizel. Just lets him go. Made it easier for him than he did to Yogurt. So closest battle on track right now is Finisher versus the Racing Point of Sahilu. A little mistake from him cost him quite a bit. See mistakes from Ginger, I had no idea what happened to him. And here comes Finisher on Sahilu. He's overtaken him for 5th place. Ginger sets the fastest lap on those medium compound tyres. And he also gets past Finley. So the gap between the leader then is 1.3 seconds then. So it's going to be a battle between Quicksilver and Kazizel. But Yogurt has the upper hand because his tyres are younger and he's got no penalties either. So there's more weight on Kazizel's shoulders than there is on Yogurt's. He's also got to watch out for Ratica as well because he needs to keep out his 3-second window because of his penalty. So he also needs to keep an eye on him. Geordie's done well on those medium compound tyres. His teammate down there in 9th place has also done the same stint. When will Geordie head off into the pits? It looks like he's going to do mediums to softs because I think he would have done it to the hards by now, but I think he's trying to take it to the softs then, mediums to softs, so I wonder how that will turn out. The best strategy I got told is soft to hard or hard to soft. Seen quite a few medium runners in this race. I expect them to start mediums anyway, and Zach's in the pits along with Kyle. You can see he's all over the back of him. How long will it take to overtake him? Considering it's only lap... Oh, I was about to say, considering it's only lap 20, there's only 2 penalties, but I was about to say that. Zach got a penalty, so there's 3 drivers that got a penalty right now. It ought to be easy for Ratica to get past Geordie, but Geordie's handling it well. With a lack of ERS as well, so Geordie's not doing a bad job. considering he's on much older tyres. So 20 laps is the tyre age. Where's Ginger? He's down in 10th places. Urian has got past Jer. Can Jer fight back? No, he can't. So Urian takes 7th place off of Jer. Look at that, so close behind me, he can't get past. He needs to be careful that the gap don't drop out 3 seconds, because he will finish in 3rd place and not 2nd place. Can't afford to lose too much time behind Geordie. Geordie locks up and takes a lot of curb. It could get a warning for that one. Not bad from Yogurt and Kizism, because the gap stayed between 1.2 1.3, so consistent between those. And here comes Ratika, much closer to Geordie this time out, and should be an easy overtake. All he has to do is outbrake him into tail 1. I don't think Geordie can fight too well because of the tyre age. And there comes Jer then on Urian, but he's too far behind to make a move on Urian. Finley's still in the DRS range of Ginger, so he's not pulled away exactly as Ginger. Quicksilver finished on the podium last time out, but he's going to go one better in the Dutch GP. Not much to say in this race really. What could have happened if Chapelele was still in? And what about Zach as well? What could have happened if he was there? And what about Ginger if he didn't make that mistake? And Flynn finisher. Could have been a good battle between Yogurt and finisher. We've still got 14 laps to go in this race. I'm gotta be optimistic of what could happen. And Geordie's finally in the pits, so finisher doesn't have to fight him and lose too much time to him, so he can focus on catching Ratika. Can he catch Ratika because his tyres are a 4 lap older? Don't think it'll be a big difference. I can tell you that the gap is increasing between Yogurt and Kazissa. It was 1.2, 1.3, but it's now 2.1, and Quicksilver needs to be careful not to exceed the track limits, because I did see him do it once. Can't afford to make a mistake, he's got this in the bag. A little mistake from Quicksilver, doesn't really need to push too hard. Geordie's on soft compound tyres. Let's go on board with him, because not much is going to happen between those guys. And he's got Finley ahead of him on the hard tyres. It should be harder for Finley to defend from Geordie with the grip difference and the tyre difference as well. But obviously being stuck in a DRS train does not help. And looks like he's going to overtake him, and he's done it. Next target is Ginger, but Ginger's also fighting Mats, the two Dutchies for 8th place. Closest battle on track so far. Not been the best of races, but it's the Dutch GP, don't expect much from it. Looks like Ginger's going to overtake Matt. There he goes. They go side by side as we head down into turn 1. And Ginger has got past Mats. I was expecting more flair from Mats. Looks like he's going to go for it again. Oh, that was so tight there. Could have been a big accident. I knew Mats was going to do that. I know he was going to try and fight back. There is Geordie there. Those two are going to watch out for him on the brand new set of soft compound tyres. He can be absolutely rapid in this stage of the race. He's already dropped Finley now. He's trying to fight Timmets and Mats and Ginger. Jay, go on board with Jay because he's still fighting with Urian, so those two are having a good fight for 7th and 8th. They're both on their own. As Sahilu picks up a 3-second time penalty. And Jay still can't get past Urian into the first corner, but he's got more ERS compared to him, so he's got that in his advantage. Here comes Geordie on Mats down the inside into turn 1. Easy move from him, now he's got the Ginger to deal with. Looks like Geordie's about to make a move on Ginger, and he can go down into turn 1. Ginger's not going to give up easily. No, he doesn't. Ginger stays ahead, but what about Geordie? Did he fight back here? I don't think he would. Bit too tight to fire through there. Ginger goes wide. Geordie should have the grip on those soft compound tyres to bounce back at him, but he doesn't do. So Ginger fires that one again. And Jay is so close to Jurian. Those two Dutchies are having a good battle for 6th and 7th. Wasn't expecting this race to be so good. I was kind of expecting this to be the outcome, and it did disappoint. But down the inside goes Jay on Urian, and he makes his way back up into 6th place. There's Geordie going for it again on Ginger. This time he gets the job done. Goes on the gravel though. Will that influence Ginger to try to get back past? And Zach's got past Vapor Trench, or has he? Because he can go back round the outside. They both go side by side. It's turn 2 and now it's turn 3. Zach has the outside. Oh, he almost hits him. And he lost him. He lost part of his front wing. He did hit him. And that's the second time Zach will have front wing damage. Can't go around the outside today. Could he have done it if he did lose his front wing? No, he's just losing the grip. I don't think it's not a really good race for him at all. Quicksilver sets the fastest lap. I thought Geordie would have had it, but Quicksilver just blew it. Can Ginger fight back on Geordie? He had a 3-second time penalty, I believe, which he does. Ginger picks up a 3-second time penalty. We witnessed him cut the corner, and he did so. Urian still on the back of Jer. Geordie still has a broke away from Ginger. Ginger's still pressurising him despite getting past him. Or being past him. And there's still Mats lurking in the background too. Could take advantage of these two if they come together. Be a big tragedy for those two. Ginger almost loses the car on the exit of turn 9. Gotta be careful there, mate. Where is Zach? He's down in 13th place. He's not pitted, interestingly, so I don't think he wants to anyways. Sorry for not talking, there's not much to say really in this race. And who's that in the background? That's Finley. So he's still there as well. 21 lap hold tyres he's got on. So he pitted very early, I presume, in the race. That's when he had a drive-through penalty, didn't he? There's Urian, still on the back of Jay, and they're catching a car. That's Chapelele Duarte. Those two are still having a ding-dong battle. Jay and Urian, they've been fighting the whole race, I believe. I wonder who will win out of that one. They're both clean on penalties. And Luke's been overtaken by Cal. Luke's not having a good race. In fact, he's going to go for the fastest lap. Is the Dutch driver. And Urian's right behind Jay. It's going to be an interesting fight between those two for 6th place. And Ginger's all over the back of Geordie, bringing along Mats and Finley with him. And Urian can't get past him. He needs to save the EOS if he wants to. It's very hard to get past in this game. I wonder how Ginger's engine might be feeling, because he's been stuck behind Geordie for quite a while now. Engine must be overheated him surely. And the same for Urian. Oh, look at that, there was Mats on the back of Ginger. Could be an interesting fight between those two. Looks like Ginger's backed off slightly, and there is Mats. Willing to make a move at any chance he can. On the last lap, Quicksilver has started the last lap. Ginger's last chance to overtake Geordie. Can't do it on the next straight because of the last lap. But he hasn't gone for it either. There's Urian, still hasn't got past Jay. There's been a 4-car battle for 8th place. Geordie's soft tyres might be degrading a bit, that's why he might be struggling. Finisher, what happened to him? He's got a puncher! Finisher's got a puncher! He's got a puncher on the hard compound tyres, he's dropping! Luke sets the fastest lap of the race, and there's Jogger. He'll come across the finish line to win the the Dutch GP. Kaziza will finish in 2nd place. Ritiki will finish in 3rd. No, he won't, he'll finish in 2nd. Sahili will finish in 4th place. Jay in 5th ahead of Urian. Finisher with a puncher in 7th. Geordie, Ginger, Mats and Finley. Can Finley outdrag him? He's going to get him. Can Finley get him to the line? It's going to be so close. No, it's not. He can't do it. And that is the race over. And we'll see you in the podium interviews, as there's Finisher with a puncher.